Good evening and welcome to the old Build-A-Bear workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build a model kit and hang out with all of you. I'm throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe emote in the chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you're not yet a subscriber, you can just say hi, or you can use other people's emotes, or here's the thing you could do. You could just be a lurker and not say anything at all, and that's okay. We got Arctic Sloth here. Hello, Arctic Sloth. We got Lashbrook here. Hello, Lashbrook. It's a Saturday night. I'm model kit building, working on the God Gundam Real Grade, the RG. That's right. There's like so many parts to just the foot that I've built already, and then we're moving up to working on the right leg tonight. I imagine we'll get done with the right leg, and we might get into the left leg. I don't know. But we're starting from the ground up on the Real Grade, which is fun. It means that it'll be a while before I do any of the stickers, I imagine, because they'll most likely be stuff on like the shoulders and the chest and the head. Obviously, we'll have a bunch of stickers. Aristophan is here. Hello, Aristophan, throwing in that blue emote, the tier 2 emote. Welcome, welcome. Folks, we are at 39 out of 40 subscribers right now. The goal is always 40. We set that goal every month to hit 40. And then when we hit 40, I don't talk about it until I dip down below 40. You're like, Pat, on Thursday you hit 40 because Aristophan gifted a sub. That's true, and we thank Aristophan for gifting that sub, joining the gift sub leaderboard once again. The many, not immense amount of gifted subs from Aristophan, but the requesting people to subscribe rolls on with your Prime Gaming token or just cash money. You get an applause, and we thank you, and then you don't see ads, which is nice. It's nice you don't see ads during the stream because ad breaks happen. Ad breaks just happen. They kind of have to now. Kind of have to have them. I try to have as few ad breaks during the stream as possible. I do my ad break up top that I set for myself. And then they happen throughout the 2 hours. After that, at an interval. And I try to keep it the lowest interval possible so you don't have to see a lot of ads because most of them are terrible. And especially the ones that involve streamers. I mean, they're not actors. It's not going to be good. Anyway, what's tonight's agenda? Tonight's agenda. Next Fest happens. Is still happening? Is still happening. And I played about 6 demos, and I want to talk about 4 of those. Because there were 2 that I don't even want to fucking talk about. Not even to dunk on them. 4 that I thought were pretty good. We'll talk about some wrestling, talk about last night's AEW. I have not watched a second of Extreme Rules. I do not know what has happened in the first hour of Extreme Rules, the WWE pay-per-view that's happening tonight. I will know at some point. I know who won the GCW main event. I know that. That was spoiled for me. I looked in a place I shouldn't have. But we'll talk about some stuff from last night's AEW. Both Dynamite and the Battle of the Belts show. Yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about some anime. Of course, we've got anime to talk about. Talk about a little bit what I did today and yesterday and Thursday. We talked about Thursday, but, a little bit of what I'm doing with my weird few days of being alone. No souls in the house. I talked to a couple people on the phone today. I was on a 3-way phone call about a project that will hopefully involve money coming into my life, which would be great. But we had a phone call. It wasn't even a Zoom call. It was on the fucking phone because one person was unable to use a computer because they were out and about. So they were just on their phone, which was weird. The view numbers are fluctuating all over the place. I went from 3 to 10 to 7 in like a few seconds. It was very strange. So thank you everybody that is here. Thank you for everybody that said hi through their emotes in the chat if they're a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, that's okay. I would love it if you would become one. I would love like one person to become a subscriber so we hit that 4-0 and I could stop thinking about that part. But it's okay because we got all month long to try to get to that big 4-0. Model kit, working on that. We'll get into that in just a second. I want to retweet my tweet because it is indeed leg night. So we got to get some legs together on our God Gundam, our beautiful God Gundam. And then we'll go to the overhead. There's the overhead. There we go. All right, here we go. So we got the feet done. We got these components done because we do two at a time. This is part of the leg, but it is symmetrical. So we just did that. So we're going to put all of this aside because we only need this at some point, but I don't even know if we're going to get there. I think we will. I think we'll complete a leg tonight, but we might not. I don't even know. All right, let's talk about this. So my folks are in Connecticut. They left on Thursday. They come back Monday night. I have been just here by myself doing it up. And it's weird. Here's a thing that I have occasionally forgotten about. I cook about once a week for the family, right? I went from cooking for myself or purchasing food, out and about for myself every single day, right? And then when I got here in 2020, July 2020, my mom was preparing meals. My dad prepares meals as well. My mom primarily is the meal prep person for dinner. And I do, like I said, about once a week, I take on the responsibility to make sure there's food on the table. I have to do that every day now. And because I'm by myself. And some days I get as far as, okay, I have got meals together. I have got, I know what I need to do. Okay, I got this together here. All right, I'm planned out the meal for the night. And then at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, I go, oh shit, I gotta cook dinner, huh? That's a thing I have to do. I'm the one that has to cook dinner for me. At some point, probably now. So that's been a little weird, just getting into the swing of things. It's going to also be very weird come Tuesday when I don't have to do that. When suddenly meals are just being prepared and I don't have to think about it, except for the once a week where I prepare the meals. And even when I'm the one preparing the meals in the family setting, there is a conversation that happens about what I should be making. Sometimes it's hey, I bought ground beef, and we've got this, and this. Do you need anything else to make a meatloaf? And I'll be like, do we have cheddar cheese or do we have Parmesan cheese? What's going on with that? And I'll investigate on what we have and what we need. Do we have an onion? That kind of stuff. Are we out of Worcestershire sauce? That sort of thing. I will investigate that. But often, I'm so it's discussed beforehand. This is just I don't know. I got stuff in the freezer. I got stuff in the pantries. I'm I made a bunch of rice, and I'm eating rice as a side dish because it's easy. Just figuring it out as I go. I'm glad that I talked on the phone today because on Thursday I did vocal warm-ups by singing, and I could still feel the strain because I had not talked to a person at all on Thursday. I said goodbye to my folks as they were heading to the airport, and that was the extent of it. So I hadn't talked to a human, and I felt weird. So it was nice to talk to people today. I also have been in charge of watering all the plants. There's no way you would know this, but my folks have so many goddamn plants, and they all require constant watering, which, makes sense. It makes sense that they would require watering, but they do, and I take care of it because they're out. They're out of town. And so that his responsibility lies on your friend Pat here to make sure that I am watering those plants. So I did that today. And then I did a lot of yard work. Post-hurricane, we got our backyard and front yard and side yards all cleaned up and then mowed, and it's looking good. But we have behind the backyard, there is an area of that. It's fucking annoying. This whole area, there's a trench, and then there's some grass on the other side of a trench. And the trench is supposed to, when there's a flood or heavy rains, let the water go somewhere, right? Go down there, kind of collect in there and all that. This land is not owned by us, but for some fucking reason, mostly to do with the fact that there's like homeowners association and all this other stuff. It is the responsibility of the people that live on the property to take care of this area. And we hadn't yet. So I got most of it done. Lots of branches from the many trees in the area. And then I had to rake a bunch of stuff. Lots of pine cones fell. And I just had to rake everything up and bag it. And we've got so many goddamn bags of lawn bullshit. Also, you may remember that I have allergies that are mostly grass and pollen allergies. And so I took a Claritin today and still feel not that great. I still feel less than ideal is how I would describe my current state. I'm hoping that I'll be fine tomorrow because I'm playing D&D tomorrow, friends. I got a game of D&D tomorrow. My regular crew, which we have not met up with for quite some time, fully, because we are an all or nothing crew. We're getting together and we're going to play a little bit. My Echo Knight's going to go and punch some stuff and kick, punch and kick with his two shadows that he has fully understood are not rivals that he has to fight with, but are indeed friends. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that tomorrow. So I want my voice to be good. Arctic Saw says, how long have you been using Claritin? It may be time to switch it up. I know I have to change allergy meds every couple months. So we jump between the generic and Claritin. These are all over the counter. These are not prescribed by any doctor. These are all over the counter. And I just take them, usually, if I'm just going for a walk, even if people are mowing their yard or doing lawn work and it's in the air, I'm fine on a walk. I'm bad when I'm the one mowing the lawn or doing yard work. Even if I wear a mask, I still feel bad because it's constant and it's in the air and I'm the one doing it. That's when I feel bad. Now, when I lived in Inwood, New York, which is next to a forest, a natural forest in New York, Inwood Forest, I felt constantly terrible because we didn't have air conditioning and my windows were open. And unless so I had to take extra strength Claritin, like over the counter. I got a prescription. It cost me so much goddamn money at the time. And I got that because that was the only solution I had to the constant problem that was, okay, where does this go? Sorry. I don't know. Okay, it goes here. Great. Okay. The constant problem that was my life was hell in Inwood. I only lived there a year. I did not move out because of my allergies, but I was grateful when I moved to a place that had less trees and pollen in the air. That year was also a bad year for allergies. But for the most part, I just get tired. If even wearing a mask, even taking allergy meds, I do feel pretty bad. Now, if I was taking some stronger prescribed stuff, I'm sure that it would be better. But right now, I am just doing, either Claritin or the generic, whatever I can get my hands on. And for the most part, it's fine. All right, looks like we are. But thank you for checking in. I appreciate that. Yeah, it'll be okay. I'm a little out of sorts in a way that I don't enjoy, which you could probably tell by my feeling on it. Okay, so this is going to go in like this, and then that goes like that. So the thing is, we're doing a lot of work here on this, and we won't see most of this work because there will be armor over all of it. But here's the deal. Because you're watching the stream right now and you're hanging out with me, you know that I'm doing all of this. You are aware that this is getting done, which is cool. So you know that this real grade is really detailed in the skeletal structure that we were putting together. That this is like so many goddamn pieces that we're snapping together just so that the legs look pretty cool when they bend a little bit. for like a couple photographs that I will take of it. That rules, and I think it is very cool. Even if we don't see much of it, because it is, again, going to be covered in armor, which we are about to add right now. With E and F. F19 is F219, I should say. It's this one here. I also shot a new Pat Bear's Anime Club that'll go up on Monday. I had a plan for this one up to a couple days ago, and suddenly that plan changed, and I'm so glad about it. Like, I was having a conversation with a friend who was just like, you should talk about this kind of anime, because there's like not a lot of examples of it, but I feel like they're coming. And I was like, this is a fucking good idea. So I was really psyched about that. Like, it was a conversation yesterday in a Discord, and I was like, oh yeah, okay, I'm postponing this video. Like, I'll tell you the one I postponed. I won't tell you what the one is that's going on Monday. I'll tell you about the postponed one. The postponed one was every isekai that's coming out this season. Is that a video I've done before? Yes. Is it a video I will go back to in the future? Also, yes. I will do it again, because it's not that it's easy content. It's just that there's always fucking isekais. Every season there are isekai. Even this season, there's not that many, and I'm only watching... Am I only watching one? I'm only covering for the stream one of them, and I am watching... No, yeah, I'm covering one for the stream, and I'm watching one on my own time. Yeah, so, like, there's very few isekai this season. So, like, it'll be an easy video to cover all of them. Also, it is debate. One of the isekai that I will be talking about is Welcome to Demon School Irma-kun. And that is a contentious choice, because some people do not believe that it is an isekai. They do not believe that the demon world that is connected to Earth, they do not believe that that is a separate, different world, even though it clearly is. Now, one of the people that says that it is not an isekai, that you should not classify it as an isekai, is the creator of Welcome to Demon School Irma-kun. The mangaka is like, I don't consider this to be an isekai. And that's fine, because it's author's intent is important, but it only goes so far. In my opinion, the different world genre that I'm talking about here, if you really look at the plan of the story of it, you've got yourself a guy from Earth who gets sold and sent to the demon world, and then he has to go to demon school, and he has to pretend not to be a human because he's the only human there. To me, that description... All right, I got to figure out where this goes. This goes somewhere. It'll be easier to do the other leg here once I figure out this leg, but again, as always, sometimes the first one is difficult, because I have to figure out where this goes and get it right. All right, so this goes like this. This goes high. Okay, this goes up high. Got it. I think I know where this... Okay, yeah, this goes up here. Got it. Figured it out. And, of course, we'll panel line once we get the leg done here. Or we might go in time. I don't know. But so anyway, I think Irma-kun is indeed an isekai. We got some undergating, folks. We have some undergating on this. Got to make sure I get these snipped right. I forgot that there's going to be undergating on a real grade like this. If you don't know what undergating is, I'm going to zoom in way too much to show you. Okay, so it's hard to see on this piece because it is it is white on a white background, so maybe this will help. Okay, so there you can see it right there. There is right here, there is a little bit that sticks up, and I'm going to snap it away, clean it up. It is just an extra little bit of plastic. The undergate, it is just a little bit extra that is unnecessary for it. It doesn't need to be there. And you got to clean it up, because if you don't clean it up, when you go to connect the two pieces, it won't be a clean connect. I wish every piece was undergated these days. I mean, I understand what you're saying. I don't agree with it, but I understand what you're saying, Ashbrook, because it just takes a while. Now, does it eventually mean that you're going to get a nice looking piece? Sure, but it's a lot of extra work. Ashbrook, just a lot of extra work to do. Got a lot of extra cleanup here. So anyway, what was I talking about? Holy shit. Oh, yeah, so I got a video done, and I'm happy with it. I'm very happy with the results of the video. And the next one I do will be me talking about the isekai that are out this season. I think I'm actually going to do two things. I think it's going to be the isekai that's out this season and also my recommendations, and just do it as one video, because I usually do a recommendation video, and then sometimes, not all the time, I'll do a what isekai is out right now video. So I thought it might be fun to just do both of them. Okay, so this part has to go connect to there. I don't know. I might not do that. I might just wait. I might not do a recommendation video. There's so much anime out this season that I might just be like, I don't know. You decide. You figure it out. You let me know if there's, what it is. I have some ideas for stuff to do this season, or in the next couple weeks. But I will say, I have done 80 Pat Bear's Anime Clubs. I recorded my 81st Pat Bear's Anime Club video today for Monday, which includes live panel stuff and the live stream versions. I don't want to say I'm out of ideas, but I will say that I have used a lot of my ideas. I have gone through quite a few ideas of things that we could talk about on these videos. So I am due for another manga. I keep saying I'm going to do one on manhwa and kind of the history of and what the fuck they're talking about with some of this stuff. But that requires a lot of research, and I just haven't done all of that research that is needed for that video. So I haven't done it yet. All right, so now we'll clean this up here. I am doing using gray marker on the white. Even though it is off-white, I'm still going to use gray marker, and then on the gray part here, is almost tan gray, I will be using black because it looks good like that. I missed one spot where I can put some gray. All right, other stuff to talk about. Let's do it. Let's get into it. Wrestle talk. Let's talk about wrestling again. I did not watch the first hour of Extreme Rules. I will be watching that, I believe, tonight on stream. Oh, I'm going to take this away. We don't need this here. But no plans as of right now. No, I didn't watch any of it yet. But I can talk to you about last night. Is it weird that on the hour of Dynamite, AW Dynamite, and the hour of Battle of the Belts, where three belts were on the line, no belt changed hands? The trios belts were up in the first hour Dynamite, and then the Ring of Honor Tag Championships were up. The TBS Women's title was up for grabs, and the All Atlantic title was up for grabs. And nobody won the belt that didn't already have it. Nyla's Twitter sure says different, says Lashbrook. Yes, so Jade Cargill, who is undefeated in AEW and has been champion for quite some time, she wrestled against Willow Nightingale, who she's already beaten twice, but that's before Willow started winning and got some confidence. Anyway, it was a good match. You might argue it was Jade Cargill's best match. It was one of the best ones she's had. Anyway, Jade won, and we didn't have a title change, but Nyla Rose, who has already talked some shit before, came out and stole the belt. Just went out there and took the belt. And so, if you believe that possession is 9/10 of the law, then Nyla Rose is 9/10 of the TBS championship champion, because she just went in and fucking stole that belt. She just has that belt now. That's just her belt now. Now, Nyla is a heel and has a heel manager named Vicky Guerrero. Jade is a heel and has the baddies, her duo of other heels. To me, in my opinion, this is a heel versus heel matchup, and I don't know if that needs to exist. I don't know if we need heel versus heel. All right, so there's got some undergating to do here to clip off. I don't know if we need heel versus heel. I think that Nyla can easily be a babyface because she is lovely and strong and cool. I don't think Vicky Guerrero can be a babyface. Hard sauce is Nyla rules. Nyla does rule. I don't think that Nyla Rose needs Vicky Guerrero ever at all, because she can fucking talk, so she does not need a mouthpiece. And I don't think that I don't think Vicky Guerrero can be a beloved babyface. She can try, but I don't think she can. And so I don't think that Nyla needs that. But I guess it would be weirder to just... Yeah, I do too. I don't think she needs to be with Vicky. And maybe this will happen. Maybe she's going to... Look, I actually think Nyla Rose is going to lose, but maybe she can turn babyface fully in her loss. Because I don't think it's going to be Nyla that ends Jade's streak and takes the belt off Jade. I do think someone needs to do it, and I don't know who that's going to be. I mean, if I had my druthers, it would be Maki Ito. Maki would, comedy-wise, win the belt, and it would be very fun, and then Maki would be all elite. But I don't necessarily see that happening. I don't expect that. So who knows? All right, so did I do this wrong? I did. Fuck. Yeah. I did this completely wrong. I saw where there were undergate parts and where there were connector parts, and I cut off the connectors and not the undergate parts. So I fucked this up real bad. One of the reasons I don't like undergate is because sometimes I just clip the wrong thing out. So there should be 3 parts here that would go into this, and then it would connect right there. Those parts are gone because I clipped them away. So what I am going to do is liquid cement. I will be using liquid cement to adhere these parts here, and then I will hope that the other parts that connect will hold them in place as well with friction. This is a huge goof on my part, and we're just going to... my other hope is that they do end up getting covered up more. Yeah, Lasbrook, it is an oof, but it's a fixable oof. Also, because this is a real grade, there exists the possibility that these layers will just cover it up anyway. And maybe it won't be as secure as it should be, but it will be secure. So I am now applying some liquid cement to these connecting pieces that I broke off, just completely stupidly. Not even silly, it's stupid. And then we will attach this. Okay, so this looks like this. So this piece goes on here. So yeah, so now we're just connecting it, and then I'm going to hold down while I do the other one. And again, will this be as strong as if these connecting parts were actually nubbins that went in like they're supposed to? No. This will never be as strong as it could be. But this liquid cement will hold it. And like I said, it is a layered object, so there'll be stuff on top of it that won't be as secure as they could be, but will still be pretty secure. This may cause these parts to pop off at another time because they are not pegged in. but they should be okay. So I'm just going to hold this here while That's why I have liquid cement, folks. If you're wondering, hey, Pat, you're not building, a glue kit. Why do you have the liquid cement so handy? It's for fuck-ups like this, like if I break something or just completely screw up. It's not the end of the world. I don't have to buy another God Gundam. I don't have to give up this part. I have to be a little creative. Now, if this part was supposed to move or bend, then it'd be a different story. I would be definitely boned. But if I'm careful, it'll be fine. So I'm going to panel line this, and then I'm just going to let it sit for a little while. We're going to snap some other pieces off that we need while we let that, and we'll panel line this part right here, while we let that adhere. And liquid cement, basically what it does is it just melts the top layer of plastic, and then it naturally, as the things kind of adhere together, it will then strengthen and hold. And we do have some pieces that are going to go on top of there, and we'll just be very careful. And now what's going to happen is, for every little part of this build, every single part of this build, as we go forward, I am just going to be doubling and triple checking. Pat, did you do the right thing here? Did you do what you were supposed to do here? When it says undergate, do you know where that part is and what that part means? I will just be double checking. But yeah, it's not the end of the world, even if I did screw up. Okay, so wrestling. The other things I want to say is, when will Willow Nightingale get her all elite graphic and be considered a full-time employee, even if she is a full-time employee already, which I don't know. She does not have the graphic to prove it because that's often storyline reasons. When will Willow be official? Willow Nightingale rules. She is strong as hell and lovely and likable, and has the audience support, and she has good entrance music, and is just fun as hell, and again can fucking wrestle. So I would like to see her do stuff in the AEW. All right, so let's apply this piece here. As you can see, the piece that we put in there, we don't really see much of it. Now, it is necessary that it's there. It's not like we can just replace it, but we're going to be okay with it not being as secured as you would like it, and allowing the cement. Also, if these pieces pop off, I can just put new liquid cement in there. I could just continue to do the work, and it'll be okay. All right, there we go. No one will ever know except for people watching now, and then people who watch the VOD, and if I talk about it in the future. Which is fine. Any other wrestling stuff I want to talk about here? So Pac cheated in the trios match, and then Pac cheated the same exact way in the AEW, All Atlantic match. Now, he was handed a weapon in one match to carry on a storyline that sucks, no one cares about. And then in the EF and G, okay. And then later did it himself. I don't love the exact, Pac using the exact same thing, exact same way to cheat. I think that sucks. More importantly, the Dark Order had an opportunity on the anniversary of the last match of Mr. Brody Lee. A thing they kept, the AEW wants to make a big deal about. Once again, Dark Order come up short and do not win the Trios championship. They once again do not win anything, and it's long since past me feeling like I just don't think they're ever going to win anything, and it sucks because I really like them. John Reynolds is a goddamn star, and they don't treat him like a star in AEW, and it's nonsense. He's a fucking people pleaser. It's not like 10 was going to win that original match his last run. So I think that match was going to be a no contest, and it was just going to be shitty. Because Andrade's not leaving the company, and 10's not losing that mask yet. Look, has he always had a mask? No. But I don't think he was losing. I don't think with the shit build that they gave it, they were going to take that mask away from him. I think it was going to be a no contest. But in my opinion, they're squandering the Dark Order. They're squandering Reynolds and Silver, a fantastic tag team that they should have already lost the belts and fought to get the belts back at this point. That they've never been tag champs is just ridiculous, and it's foolish and silly, and I don't like it. So, in my opinion, which doesn't really mean much, but it is my opinion. I have it, so I'll say it. It is completely ridiculous to have them just lose constantly. There was literally one kind of feel good match in those 2 hours. As far as like titles changing hands, like title matches. FTR retained against nobodies. Yes, they were big in Ring of Honor, but they've had no opportunity to be big in AEW. And maybe I'm being a dick by calling them nobodies, but they're not a known commodity in AEW. Nobody was thinking they were going to beat FTR. And yeah, they go home by having it's fun because Samoa Joe came out and Wardlow came out and the four of them. And then Dash and Wardlow made eye contact and Wardlow smiled real big. And it's kind of adorable, but that's not the same as Trent winning the All-Atlantic title or Dark Order winning the Trios titles or Willow winning the TBS championship. Just kind of a bummer. Just like a bummer a couple hours of wrestling. The Pinnacle should just officially reform without MJF. I mean, they kind of are doing that because Sean Spears may not even be with AEW right now. There's talk that he is done. So you kind of have all of the Pinnacle that you want with FTR and Wardlow on good terms. I think you're okay with that. If you wanted the Pinnacle, to me, that's the Pinnacle. That makes sense. I don't know. All right, we'll panel line this part. We've got our cool knees here. Got our front piece popped in. That took a while to get going. Then we'll do the back of this. And then we'll move on to the next thing that we need to build on the leg. All right, got to get that. And then we just got to a couple dots here. All right, Wrestle Talk. I think we're good on Wrestle Talk. Next Fest. Let's talk about Next Fest. Baby. I played 4 games that I want to talk about. Next Fest on Steam. Does not seem to be that difficult to get into Next Fest, and it seems like you can have games that are just broken. You can also have games that are coming out in a month, or games that are already in early access. And it seems like you just needed a new demo. Or delete your old demo and put up a new one. Your new demo, that's your old one, which apparently some people were saying has happened as well. Now, what did I play that I think was cool and I want to talk to you about? We should probably talk about Rhythm Sprout, which is it is a rhythm game, and it is like a exploring and fighting rhythm game with chill beats. It's chill beats to beat bosses to. And it's all original music, and it's very cute looking. This game is I wish listed it. It's something I'm going to keep an eye on. I think the demo is really fun. I recommend it. That's why I'm talking about it. But yeah, it is. I am not the biggest rhythm game fan because I'm bad at them. But the chill beats, I was like, yeah, I could pick this up. I can like move around here in this. I can like get the rhythm because I don't have the greatest rhythm in the world. But I was like, all right, I can get behind this. This is a fun ass video game. Again, I recommend Rhythm Sprout. Also, I don't know if you'll like this, but I kind of liked it. I like the writing of it. Moon Spaced Lovers is a narrative adventure game with platforming and some fighting. It's got a good sense of humor in the writing. I thought the writing was really strong. It does, unfortunately, not look great. And maybe it will, but I feel like I don't know if they're going to get too many more art passes on it or like drastically change anything. I thought the art was not great, and certainly like it was definitely the part where I'm like, I don't know about this. I just don't know if this is gonna be something that like I actually play ever again. But I did like the idea of you wake up and you have a phone's ringing and it's not your phone, and then you're just like trying to figure out what's going on and talking to people and trying to make sense of the world you're in right now and what the deal is. And then it eventually seems like there's some shit going down and then you've got to like solve some big problems, and you were like not fully prepared to do that. And I like that. I thought that was cool. Let's see. What else did I play? Potionomics is a... Hey, maybe you've heard this before. It's a game. It's a potion shop simulator, but it's also a deck builder. That's right. It's my deck builder recommendation. Also, it's coming out like this month, and it has romance options, which seems like it maybe doesn't. It's like the thing it didn't need was romance options, but it's got them. The basic premise, yeah, you inherit a potion shop, and you are in debt, so you got to get to work and make some money, and then you can like hire adventurers to go out get you stuff that you need, so you don't have to keep buying the stuff from other merchants. You can also become friends with other merchants and romance them. That's the romance part, is you can start romancing merchants and see what's up with that. See if you want to like get it going with that. I do appreciate the friendship or romance. You have the option instead of just being like, yeah, you gotta woo people. So that way you don't have to woo people if you don't want to woo people. Instead, you can just do other parts of the game. You can just be friends with them. So that seemed neat. I would recommend Potionomics. And then the last one that I will be talking about is Gunbrella. Gunbrella is a side-scroller Metroidvania-style game. So, backtracking, finding secrets, unlocking skills to make it easier for you to get through certain areas, or getting into certain areas at all that you couldn't get into before. That kind of shit. It's a steampunky game. Got a lot of steampunk all over it. And it's called Gunbrella because you have an umbrella that is also a gun. And it's not just that it's a umbrella-shaped gun. You will use the umbrella in like platforming and such, and like traversal. And that game, I'm not good at it. I don't know if the demo is too hard or if I'm bad at that particular game. I don't know if I'm going to pursue it and play it in the future. But it did have fucking style, and it's got like pixel graphics, but like steampunk pixel graphics. And I was like, I like this. I don't know if this is going to be like my thing, but I thought it was pretty good, pretty neat. And those were the 4 standouts that I had. Has anyone else checked out anything from the wonderful world of Next Fest? If you have played anything in Next Fest, you can let me know now in the chat, because I would love to see it. I'd love to hear from you on that. If you haven't checked out anything, that's fine. Maybe one of these will suit your fancy. But if you have, I always like to hear from from friends. I put too much marker on this one piece here, and so I am using a little bit of tissue to kind of clean it up a little bit because my eraser is not going to fit in there. I mean, I might be able to get my eraser in there. But yeah, if anybody have anything with Next Fest, anybody try out any Steam demos? If you were like, Pat, I didn't check anything out, but I just have one question. Are there any horny games? The answer is yes. Especially if you search for visual novel, you just trip and fall on some horny-ass visual novels. I mean, obviously, there are some other horny games. Mjan asked, hey, Mjan, are there any horny games? And the answer is yeah. There are some horny, not light novels, horny visual novel games. And then some other stuff. I did not download any of them. I did not try any demos. I am not protesting too much. I am just letting you know that if you were like, hey, has Steam started saying no to having horny-ass games in their demos, in their Next Fest? The answer is no, they have not. They have not made any sort of decision like that. You could still get the horny if you want the horny. And maybe you do. Maybe those are the video games you want. In which case, check out Next Fest. But I guess nobody's got any Next Fest recommendations, so I'll hit you with another quick hit. I don't know if this is going to turn into any kind of conversation, if chat's going to engage with us, but so I looked in Next Fest, but nothing really hit me. I hear you, John. So we'll talk a little bit more about, I'm not going to get too deep into, if you missed it, if you were like, hey, Pat, Arctic Sloth's horny is not a crime, at least not by itself. You're totally right, Arctic Sloth. You're totally accurate. It is not a crime. I downloaded one demo, but I haven't played it. Well, there you go, Lesbrick. Okay. So I've talked on this stream about the Try Guys and what's going on with them, how they're like, they were dudes at BuzzFeed that got kind of paired together. Two of them were friends before. Otherwise, they were just coworkers. They did a bunch of stuff at BuzzFeed together, developed a huge following, left BuzzFeed together, started their own company, started making their own YouTube stuff, blew the fuck up, survived and expanded during lockdown, have like 20-something employees, a bunch of podcasts. They've branched out. They have like a second channel that does really well. They have a TV show that aired this year on the Food Network. Things are happening for them. The guy that was the self-proclaimed wife guy, and also the guy that self-proclaimed loved bad ideas, Ned, cheated on his wife, who's on a podcast and has been in a lot of videos. One of their first big hit videos was talking about labor and becoming a dad, and her being very pregnant, and talking about that. Like, she's been a part of the channel. Ariel helped design their office space because that's her job. Ned cheated on his wife Ariel with an employee of the Try Guys, somebody that worked in the office that has been in a bunch of videos. One of they apparently they took a few videos down. They made private. They might bring them back up. One of the videos that they made private is some employees and friends of the Try Guys trying on wedding dresses, including this employee who was engaged to be married. They took that video down because her now ex-fiance was like in the video seeing her in a wedding dress. So they were like, hey, you know what we should do is not have that video up public. We'll make that private. And there are a few other things apparently that did. That was the one that I was like, I bet that one's private. And it was. Which was probably for the fucking best. Okay, so E21, E121, D35. And then we got to pop that in there. And that'll become like the ankle part. And that'll pop into the foot. Great. We're gonna get this piece together and move on here. All right. So, why am I talking about it again? Well, one funny thing happened, and then one weird thing happened. The funny thing that happened was today, they put out a statement where they're just like, "Hey, Ned doesn't work here anymore. We're fucking pissed about this shit. We have edited him out of some videos. There are a couple videos that will just never air." where there's a couple that through contractual obligations he has to be in because it was involved with sponsor stuff, and we'll like tell you when that's happening, but he's not part of the company and blah blah blah. And then there were like, while all of this was going on in the investigations, two of them with another guy were in New York when they found out about all this, working on a video where one of them was going to end up being joining for one night only the cast of Beetlejuice. And so the whole video is them like learning the parts and like learning about the show. It's like great advertisement for the musical and like a cool thing and like a dream come true for one of them and like a fun video, right? Well, that video aired today, and it was very funny because I was like, now if the Try Guys, if Ned hadn't found out that Ned was cheating on his wife and hadn't left the Try Guys and they weren't all in the news, I would have been like, oh, cool. My buddy Anthony co-wrote the score. He co-wrote the book, I should say, the book for Beetlejuice. It's so cool that the Try Guys are like doing the thing and people get to see how cool that musical is, and like that's really fun. I love that. And instead I'm like, so the Try Guys, not the one that cheated, are in this video that my buddy Anthony made. And it's true. Anthony King, former artistic director of the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater, friend of mine, person I played many games of poker with and hung out with for many years, did improv with on a few occasions. Good dude. He co-wrote Gutenberg the musical, and has worked on a bunch of stuff and some TV shows and various things, and then co-wrote the book for Beetlejuice the musical. And that's just a weird thing that just happened to come out like literally this week and be a whole thing. And then Anthony got to be like, so I found out who the Try Guys were like 2 weeks before everybody else, because if you are of my age, which Anthony's a few years younger than me, it's very reasonable to assume that you have no idea who the Try Guys are. Reasonable. Speaking of which, not knowing who the Try Guys are. Last night I'm on Twitter talking to people, doing whatever, reading some stuff, retweeting some funny stuff from people that I think are funny. You know how Twitter is. Getting mad at nonsense, the usual. And I see somebody that I follow who also follows me tweet out, who the fuck are the Try Guys? Please someone tell me. And I was like, I can tell this person who the Try Guys are. And I was like, they're YouTubers. They are usually drama free. But in this case, one of the members got removed for cheating. And he's like, okay, so I understand the drama, but why like the sadness? And I'm like, they're very popular with young people. There are people that like consider themselves to be grown. They have grown up loving them because they were like in middle school or high school when they were doing stuff at BuzzFeed, and now like 8 years later they think they're adults. So there's like people that think they're great. There are people who are like, I came out because I was encouraged by Eugene's video and Eugene coming out, and like, or like I'm pursuing my dreams, or I didn't think I'd ever get married until I saw the videos about this thing, or I have the same disease as Zach and now I don't feel as alone, like that kind of shit, right? There are a lot of people that the Try Guys mean a lot to. Also, they're YouTubers who are drama free. Like before this, Keith, the biggest thing was that Keith had some shit to say about Whataburger because he had a bad time eating the menu at Whataburger. And that was like the biggest drama they've ever had, which is like people so fucking pissed about that, about like him not loving Whataburger. Yeah, Lashbrook, he had a bad time at Whataburger. And because he eats the menu, he goes to fast food places and orders one of everything, and then has his favorites. He just did not have a good time at Whataburger. Now, I believe that he didn't go to the good one. There was a lot about how, like, oh, well, you were in a bad area for Water. Like, a lot of people who love Whataburger had a lot to say about his methodology, which was just eating things at Whataburger. But anyway, that was their biggest, like, thing, was just he didn't have a good time at one restaurant. I understand why people don't like them now. See, yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, but that was their biggest issue. That was their biggest drama for years, was just that wanting the menu. Like, that was a couple of years ago, and now even to this day, he'll do a, like, he eats everything at this place, and then people are like, well, did you like it more than Whataburger? Like, it is a fucking thing. It'll never go away. We finished this leg, by the way. Speaking of things that, there's no transition there. We finished this leg. Now it's time to work on the other leg. Anyway, why am I telling you all this now? I'm telling you all this now because the person who said, hey, someone explain to me what's going on with this because I don't know, is a member of a band that recently went viral. Their song was popular a long time ago, and then for some reason, a sped up version of the song went viral on TikTok. I'm going to look up actual dates and this gentleman's full name because he's the lead singer, but his Twitter handle is just the name of the band because he's pretty much the name of the band. I talked to Weedus, who really Weedus is a rock band, but like it's Brendan B. Brown. Like he's a founding member of Weedus, but he's the only remaining member of Weedus, so he's kind of that. The guy that wrote Teenage Dirtbag, the sped up version that was like a meme on TikTok. Yeah, I had to explain to Weedus who the Try Guys are. And that's a thing that is just a weird thing for me to say. That I was just like, yeah, Brendan B. Brown, here's some information on who these people are. And it's just a weird thing to say. That's just a weird thing. That's just a weird part of my Friday night. A weird part of my Friday night was explaining to the guy that wrote Teenage Dirtbag why people were talking, like who the Try Guys are and why people were mad / upset / making fun of the Try Guys. The world is weird sometimes. Now, you might be wondering, Pat, why does the lead singer of Weedus follow you on Twitter? And I don't have an answer for that. I don't know why that is. I believe it's because I was tweeting about Teenage Dirtbag because not too long ago they got full rights to the song back. And so I think that's why. Also, I am, verified. Also I know why. Okay. It's because they follow 10,000 people. I went and looked. They're one of those acts that or one of those Twitter users that just follows a lot of people, but probably just use lists and doesn't really like read what people are saying. But anyway, it was very odd. It was very odd that I was just like, oh, I'm just chatting with the lead singer of a band about this because I have knowledge in this subject. I hope it helped. Generally, I only expect to be talking to my circle and so there's like people who follow me because I talk about anime and video games on Twitter and retweet causes that I think are important and talk shit about shitty people. And there are people that like that kind of stuff and they came in from. And then there's like people that follow me because we did comedy together or we did comedy adjacent to one another. And then there's like some family, but not much family that follows. Very little family, which is great because I don't want them to be on Twitter. And then there are just like people that like me because I retweeted something once and they just don't know why they're following. And so I see like that crew, you know, sometimes I get retweeted. Sometimes like Jeff Gersman will retweet something that I wrote. And then a bunch of people I don't know will engage with me because they liked it or they just engage with everything Jeff writes. But like Jeff, Austin, Walker, there are people out there that like once I get like Jeff Grubb like will like reply to a thing, and then a bunch of people who just as far as I can tell, they just like looking at their tweets and replies from people that they follow will then like engage because they see us talking. It's like it's always felt like a weird thing, but like I've come to somewhat understand it. That if you reach a certain threshold on Twitter, then you just get all these people engaging with you. It's always strange, but also fine. But yeah, once you go outside your bubble, your circle, it's very weird to see how like Twitter like kind of actually operates for other people. Because I will say this, I have like whatever, I got a bunch of followers, I got people follow and people do engage, but I don't have like I've got like 7,000 followers, which is awesome. But like, I don't have a lot of active followers. I have like a condensed version of that, of people that like my tweets or reply to my tweets, or like if I put a poll up, will vote on that poll. Like, it's not excessive. I'm not like my notifications. The last time my notifications got bogged down so much that I couldn't deal with it was like a Dan thing. Like, I just got involved in Dan it was Dan, like, included me and Austin in a thread about getting a Metal Gear model kit and then being like, what do I do? And so it was people who wanted to like that because they loved the idea of Dan with that. People that also had opinions and would just reply to all three of us, or people that are just like excited to like ask me questions or ask Austin questions, or thought it was going to be like a big silly mess. But I got so much goddamn, like, my notifications were ruined for days and days of just like constantly new notifications. It was always going to be Dan. Yes, Arctic Slaw. Of course it was Dan. It's always going to be someone like that. But it was just a perfect storm of me. Like, basically, Twitter was usable, but not, my notifications were unusable. Like, following conversations was just, I basically had to start using the dreaded, like, verified only, where you only see notifications and messages from verified people, which I never want to use. I never want to use that, but I did use that because it did actually make it so I could, like, see replies to tweets that I had made to other people. It made Twitter somewhat usable at that time. Ugh. And then he had like posted photos, and so then it blew up again. Yeah, it just was like, it happens. I'm trying to get this piece. Okay, great. This goes in and then goes like that. Yeah, right. No, maybe I'm wrong. This way. All right, we got that done. We'll come back to this because we obviously have more to build here, working on the other leg. But right now what's going to happen is I'm going to talk to you about ways you can support the channel. Hey, Last Rook subscribed with Prime saying, this one snuck up on me. That's 59 months on a 59-month streak. We just got there. That's so nice. Let's hit the old applause there. Thank you so much for doing that, Last Rook. You can throw, everybody can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the emote in chat. Part of the reason why we're doing that is to say thank you to Lashbrook for subscribing. The other reason is because being a subscriber is the easiest way to support what I do, and we're going to talk about ways you can support the channel right now. Subscribing is indeed the easiest way. We're currently at 39 subscribers out of 40. The goal is always every month to hit 40. Now, you could become a subscriber. You get cool emotes. You don't see ads during the stream. You're supporting me. You get a little applause break every time you do it. And then also, I don't have to talk about needing to be at 40 subscribers. So become a subscriber if you'd like, using Cash Money or your Prime Gaming token. Lastbrook just used Prime right there, which is great. We appreciate that very much. Also, you could gift a sub. Aristofan gifted a sub to the community, putting Aristofan at the top of the gift sub leaderboard for Rocktober, which we appreciate as well. And if you gifted a sub, you join that gift sub leaderboard as well. So consider that. Also, bits and coins, always appreciated. Now, that's not the only way to support me. I got a Patreon at patreon.com/PatBaer. There's a $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier. There are different rewards for the different tiers. Consider becoming a patron. For as little as $1, you get stuff. And it's cool, and you can go see that at patreon.com/PatBaer. It is an alternative to supporting me here on Twitch, if that's something you're looking for. Other ways to support me. We'll get through this real quick and get back to building and talk about some anime, so stick with me. I have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/PatBaer. Obviously, subscribing to the YouTube channel is free, but there's a membership, $2 a month. You get my Wednesday videos on Tuesday. And that's great, because it's just an early video. So check that out over on youtube.com/PatBaer and subscribe if you haven't already, because I put up a bunch of videos every week, and it's good. Let's see. What else do we got? We got that. Well, those are all monthly ways to support me, but there's also one-time donations. If you just want to jump in one time, you could do that through Coffee or PayPal or Stream Elements. And everything I make through direct donations, through YouTube, both being a member and then also on my YouTube watching videos, because AdSense, it adds up there. So everything I make through that, through Twitch and through Patreon, all goes into a fund. I take money out of the fund and buy model kits. We're working on the real grade right now. I would not be able to afford this kit without your generosity. So thank you all very much for supporting me. If you've done it for 59 months like Lashbrook, or like 1 month, or you gave me $1 once on Patreon for 1 month and it was like, actually, I don't want to do this. Whatever it is, if you've been doing Patreon for like 2 years, that's incredible. Thank you so much for your generosity for support. Again, we are trying to hit that big 4-0, so consider it. Jump in on it. Other things that we can say. I have a backlog. This came from the backlog. I have plenty of other model kits that I would like to build, but I won't do it if a model kit gets purchased from my Amazon wish list, and it'll jump the queue. We'll take a look at that right now. Again, if you buy something in the wish list, it jumps the queue, and I make a dedicated YouTube video about it called the mailbag video. I have something purchased from that wish list by somebody. It is in the mail. It is a short little kit that I will be building soon. It is from an anime that I have never built anything from, but it also won't take long to build, and that'll be arriving soon. Once it arrives, I shoot a video for that. I just don't have it yet. Let's see what we got here. We got Lego sets, inexpensive Lego sets and expensive Lego sets. Got a Pokemon model kits. I got a Gengar. I'd love to build this big Gengar. It's just a big old friend, big ghost friend. I'd love to build that. Lego sets, the inexpensive kits, very expensive kits, model kits, a bunch of different things in here, all of which I would like to buy. Stuff that's on sale, stuff that is not on sale, stuff that is way too expensive, stuff that is free shipping, and then some gear, because it's always nice to have gear. So take a look at it, see if there's anything there that you would like to see me build or have as a piece of technology. And I would appreciate that. There are other ways to support me with that. There is Throne wish list is my alternative to Amazon. Check out my Throne wish list, see if there's anything there. They're a much more curated site, but a cool place. And also USA Gundam Store. Head on over to USA Gundam Store. You could buy a gift card, and then you could send me a DM on Twitter, because my DMs are open, with that gift card code, and I will take that gift card code, and I will use it to buy a model kit, which will be fun, from USA Gundam Store. Okay, so let's get back to talking about some stuff here, and we'll get back to building real soon. I have a Discord. Jump in my Discord. It's free. You can hang out with people that want to support me for free. I post build photos. It's a nice little place. What else we got? Pat Bear's Anime Club. As I said, on Monday, I have a new Pat Bear's Anime Club. But if you're like not sure what shows to watch this season or what you may have missed last season that you would love to get back caught up on, head on over to Pat Bear's Anime Club. Follow the link there. Watch the video after this stream. Because I talk about all the shows I watched last season and the ones I didn't choose to watch. And then I talk about the shows this current season that I thought were great or maybe I need a little bit more from. And then Do You Remembaer is an ongoing video series where every week I read a Wikipedia article, try to remember everything from that article possible, and then talk to you about it. And I talked about the flying spaghetti monster. Do you remember that satirical letter that somehow became a religion that some people legitimately believe in? I had forgotten that that was a thing until a friend of mine was talking about how a friend of theirs was going to a Pastafarian wedding. The groom made a parrot because they was dressed like a fancy pirate and made like a homemade parrot, but didn't finish the head of the parrot. That's not part of that video. That's just so you know about those people. But Pastafarianism and the flying spaghetti monster, I talked about that because I had forgotten some of the details of that particular Wikipedia article. Very detailed Wikipedia article. My next one for next Wednesday, I have figured out what it is. And it's just I've only done it one other time. It's just a list of things because I think those are fun to pepper in. So we'll see how many fictional blank I can remember. I won't tell you what it is because you got to watch the video when it comes out. Anyway, that's it for me promoting stuff. Now we're going to talk about some goddamn anime. But before that, I really need a drink of water. So I'm going to do that. So we will dramatically transition back to the overhead. I'll drink some water. And then I'll keep working on this other leg right now. Okay. Before we get into the anime that I've been watching, because I have 4 shows to talk about. That's right, I got fucking 4 shows to chat with you all about. I do want to say that I am watching, I plan to watch 2 shows that both come out on Saturdays, but I can't watch them now. I'm going to watch them at my leisure, and I'll talk about them probably occasionally. And those shows are Welcome to Demon School Season 3, a show I very much enjoy, but it's kind of tough to talk about Season 3 of a show, in my opinion. And also, Season 5 of a show, Yowamushi Pedal Limit Break, which is the 5th season of Yowamushi Pedal, the anime about the otaku who ends up somewhat accidentally joining the distance cycling team and then falls in love with it, and then all the other members fall in love with him, and it's beautiful and great, and full of pathos and a lot of fucking heart, and also some giant Japanese seniors at their school who just look like goddamn adults somehow. Very good show. Highly recommend it. I'll be watching that, but I won't be talking about that weekly. I'll just probably talk about it sporadically. Those join Mob Psycho Season 3, and My Hero Academia Season 6, and Pop Team Epic Season 2. Because guess what, friends? How the fuck am I going to describe Pop Team Epic? That show is bonkers. I watched about 10 minutes of today's episode because there are 8 shows. Like, there's like 7 shows or 8 shows that all come out on Saturday. I'm talking about 4 weekly. Pop Team Epic, I just happened to catch a little bit of. It involved giant mecha, like super robots fighting. And also it was meta commentary about sponsorship in anime. So like I can't talk about that show properly because it's bonkers. So I'm not gonna. Oh, what happened there? Got a comment on a previous video here. Oh, my wrap up. I got a comment on my wrap up. Thank you, person. I'll read that later. Hopefully, it's not awful that I can let it live there for 40 minutes. Anyway, now let's talk about the anime I did watch. Because again, all 4 of these shows, I watched their episodes today. None of these shows come out on Friday. They're all Saturday shows. Also, real quick, Beast Tamer is a show that also comes out on Saturday, but I'm covering that every Monday, which is totally fine because that means I can watch it on Sunday. I don't have to wait till Monday. I don't have as much stuff to talk about on Sunday. I'm only talking about 3 shows instead of 4. So let's get into Uzaki-Chan Wants to Hang Out Season 2. If you did not watch Season 1, you should because it's good. It's a good show. You've got Hana Ozaki, who is a second year college student, and third year college student Sakurai. They were friendly in high school. They were on the swim club in high school, and they became friendly. She is silly and also a balls buster. She is like a short stuff packed with energy, cute, and he's got resting bastard face. He is a serious looking dude that people are scared of because they think he is mean mugging all the time. He's not mean mugging all the time. He just has a sour expression on his face, but he's fine. But he's intense, and they are friends. And she busts his balls all the time, and he takes it because he wants to be friends with her. They occasionally feel awkward about their friendship, but they are not dating, and they are not interested in dating one another, or they haven't said it so much. They're definitely not dating. Why would you think they're dating? Oh, yeah, they did accidentally nap next to each other and then end up spooning at school in between classes. But that was obviously nothing. Don't worry about it. And some people definitely think they're dating because they seem like it. Anyway, in this episode, Amy missed out on seeing them napping together. Amy is the co-worker of the two of them at the coffee shop. She is obsessed with watching them be awkward and weird together. She is a voyeur on their relationship because she knows that they are into one another, even if they don't know, and she really enjoys watching them kind of figure that shit out. So they go shopping together with Sakaki, who is Sakurai's friend. He does not have to try that hard and is very popular. And he also likes watching them be a couple but not be a couple. He finds that very entertaining as well. He enjoys that. But he's not as devious as Amy is. Anyway, they go shopping. Hana is looking for a swimsuit because they've been going to the pool a lot lately. And Sakurai, I should say, Sakurai complimented her swimsuit. And she's like, oh, I don't know why, but I really like that. So I think I should get another one. It's like, yeah, of course you don't know why. You don't get it. Like, you know, the dude you like gave you a compliment. And so that's good. Anyway, they go to a park to go kick the foosball around. One of those not kind of a soccer ball, but not really a soccer ball. They rent. Also, there's some other people there. There are some middle school kids, and they're getting bullied by some college kids that are on the soccer club. They're being bullies. Now, they're bad at being bullies because the middle schoolers are like, why are you picking on us? Why aren't you out there, talking to girls? Are you bad at that? They're, getting razzed. And then they recognize Sakaki, and they're like, hey, this thing, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, yeah, I'm sorry you had a bad time at that, meetup. But the girls all told me that you guys wouldn't shut up and talk about soccer and you weren't listening to them. You really fucked up. Anyway, they end up in a friendly, quote-unquote, friendly soccer match. And Sakaki is not on the soccer club, but he is very good at foosball. And again, this is not foosball like the machine thing. This is a version of a kind of a soccer ball, but not a soccer ball. You get it. Anyway, they get their butts whooped, including Sakurai, who is not good at foosball, but is apparently Very good. Once he really focuses, he's too fucking good. And he does indeed kick the ball into two of their faces, the bully guys, the pseudo bullies, and one of their guys' chests. And so they run away. And it's pretty funny that is how the problem is solved. Uzaki imagines a world where she's older than Sakurai, where she is like, but it's where she is like the senpai instead of him being the senpai. It's the same. It literally is just the same. He's just like a little more awkward about the fact that his, older classmate is making fun of him all the time, but it's basically the same. Back in reality, Sakurai makes udon. He has been learning to make udon, being taught by Hana's mom. This is her first appearance in this season. She was around last season. And he does a good job, but he's not focused enough. He's got to do it better. He gets razzed a lot by Hana about like not being great at doing it. And then we have the part that I hate about, like, Uzaki-Chan I like because they're college kids. Like, yeah, sometimes it's horny, but like they're college kids. They know what's going on. They have agency. Very rarely is the show like presented to titillate. Occasionally it is, but for the most part it's not. I like it. I think it's fun. There's one part I don't like. Hana's mom has misunderstood something very important and thinks that, one, she thinks that Hana and Sakurai are dating, which they are not. They're going to, probably, because it's a romantic comedy show. So eventually they'll get together. We might not see it in the anime, but they will get together. So she misunderstood that. And the other thing she misunderstood greatly is she thinks that Sakurai also has a interest in the mom, which he does not. She is married and flattered, and it's weird, and I don't like that part of the show where she misunderstands what's going on and gets swept up in the moment sometimes, and it's weird and strange. And then that's the end of the episode. Again, I like this series a lot. If you're looking for a romantic comedy, it's the second season, but the first episode last week just kind of sets up the whole show, so you can really jump in on season 2. It'd be better because it's funny to watch season 1. It's funny and good. There is an episode in season 1 that is not bullshit. That is just paid promotion by a city. They go visit like a town, and it's very clear that is not from the manga. That is just that whole episode is created to just be like tourism, and it's weird and like not a great episode. But other than that, good show. I'm the Villainess, so I'm taming the final boss. It's moving pretty fast. This felt like stuff that because last episode they're like, in 2 months' time there's going to be a ball, and at that ball we're going to sign our divorce or the annulment of our engagement. This is the prince and the Villainess. Who was supposed to be the crown princess, and then eventually it was just like, we're not doing that. We're not getting married because you're awful. I'm marrying this person, but he's like he wanted to do this to humiliate her. He wanted to do this in front of all these people because it's very clear that this dude sucks ass. This guy sucks. We all know he sucks. He sucks. All right, so I need 32. Great, let's get that out. Anyway, so that's coming up. And last episode it was like in 2 months, and then this episode it's here. Eileen, who is our main character, who has been isekai'd into this world and just realized it pretty like 3 months ago, realized that she has been isekai. She is like she got sent an outfit by the Demon Lord, the Demon King, who is Claude. He should be Crown Prince, but because his mother was a demon and he's half demon, he's not Crown Prince, which sucks for him. And in the video game that this world is, she's the Villainess in this video game. In this video game world, something triggers in him, and he becomes a full-fledged demon, or a dragon. He fucking becomes a dragon and destroys a lot of the kingdom and steps on Eileen and kills her. But it's like done for pretty much comedic effect. And so she's like, oh, okay, well, I got to prevent that. So that's her big motivation, is preventing the part where she dies brutally by being stepped on by a dragon, which I think is reasonable. I think that's very reasonable for her to be like, I don't want that to happen. Anyway, sounds like her cosmetic business is going good because she got swindled out of the businesses she was running with the Crown Prince. And she also figured out somebody's been writing threatening letters to the heroine of the video game, who is now going to be betrothed to the prince. And she's like, okay, well, I need to figure this out. I need to, people are blaming me for this. I didn't do this. Anyway, but she figured out who did it. So there was supposed to be a kidnapping event in the game, and her character was the one that kidnapped it. So then when this girl goes missing, people just naturally assume it's her, that it's Eileen. But it's not her. And no one kidnapped her. In fact, turns out it's just that Lilia went to go see the Demon Lord on her own, and then people misunderstood that and thought that she was being kidnapped. But she's not been kidnapped. And then people were like, well, why are you doing this? Is because I'm starting to ponder that maybe also, which would not be unusual for this genre, this kind of like otome game thing, I'm wondering if Lilia also has been reincarnated into this game, because she's just like, no, she's going to kidnap you someday. She wants to kill me so she can get back together. Like, she's reciting parts of the plot as if she knows what's going to happen. And it feels weird because we already know that the world has changed. But she might not. I don't know. It's weird. Cedric shows his twisted side, tries to get Eileen arrested, and then there's the presentation of evidence and all this. And then our dude, the prince, shows up. Our dude, the demon lord, shows up. And we realize that, like, he's one of those dudes that's just like, no, I broke up with you. You're supposed to be brokenhearted and want to get back together with me. You're supposed to love me. You're mine. And it's like, dude, let that shit go. What are you fucking talking about here? You broke off the engagement. What's going on with this? They dance. She signs the paperwork, so now she's free of that one prince, and she can be escorted by the other one and not worry about it. Lilia's found and was freaked out. And then Claude gives her like a kiss on the cheek when they're alone. And Eileen has a flashback, or has a vision, which is like a cutscene of the video game, in which she remembers what triggers him to become a dragon and give up on humanity. It is that he is betrayed by a human he trusted since he was a child. Now, I'm wondering if that is the human that has been helping him, that we've met before, whose name I can't remember, or if like the heroine met him like as a kid or something, and she's the one that betrays him. But either way, he feels betrayed at some point, and that's the event. And that's the event that Eileen has to protect or prevent. And it's only episode 3 of, I assume, 12 episodes. So one would assume that we've got more shit coming, even though it's moving pretty fast. Okay. All right. I saw the comment that someone left, and it's nice, which is great. Spy Family Part 2. It is the second core of Spy Family. We're still in dog mode. Everything from a dog being, unfortunately, a trained villain to a dog being a fucking hero. Because we got friends, we got a fucking hero dog on the case, so don't worry about shit. Because shit's going to get handled. Because we got a cool dog. All right, so gonna do. We did that. Okay. Now I'm gonna be putting on the parts. So let's see. You may remember that the parts I'm about to put on here on the other leg I fucked up. On this leg I won't fuck up. So that'll be fun. Watch me slowly do this right and not fuck it up. Anyway, there is a terrorist or group that made of stupid college kids that don't know shit about shit. They're trying to start a war, and they're using dogs, trained dogs that have they're gonna have bombs, and they were trying to cover their tracks by killing a little girl, which is fucked. But then he tries to Keith, the guy who's in charge of this terror group, tries to use a dog to sick on Yor, our heroine, our assassin, and Yor is just like kind of gets a little feral, and the dog is just like, nope, not gonna do that. And then it is explained that, hey, this dog, this white dog that we've been hanging out, helped protect me, because we found out last episode this dog can see into the future, and because Anya has telepathic abilities, she can also then see into the future by reading the mind of this dog. When that dog has visions, they are a great tag team in that regard. It rules. They can just help each other out and make shit happen. Let's see. So they, the other people, other than the one guy, get taken in by the secret police, and then some of them get infiltrated or get taken in by the spies that our dude is part of. Let's see. Keith takes one last bomb dog and sets a booby trap at his hideout. Anya figures out that Lloyd would die there. And so Anya and the dog, just Anya riding on a dog, they go out to go help. And the way they help is because Anya's like, all right, we have to defuse the bomb. How do I do that? Because Anya is telepathic. Anya is not omnipotent. And so she's like, okay, we can't do that. So then she just writes no in ketchup on the door. And it's enough for Yor to be suspicious. So, not Yor. It's enough for him to be suspicious. Lloyd like figures out, oh, it's a bomb. So then he's going up there. He pretends to be the minister that Keith is after. And then the bomb dog is chasing him down. And Lloyd is prepared to shoot that dog, which is fucked. This is the cliffhanger for this episode. I'm going to go on a limb here and say I don't think that Lloyd is about to shoot a dog, but it might happen, and that would be fucked. But that's the cliffhanger, so I feel like it wasn't. So this was just mostly action. Like I said, there's not a lot to talk about with this episode because it's just mostly really good action in a very good anime. If you're not checking out Spy Family, you're missing out on one of the best shows of last season and one of the best shows this season. I would say at this very moment, because it's not Tuesday, so I have not watched the first episode of the adaptation of Chainsaw Man. I will say that right now, my favorite anime of the year is Spy Family. I will be thrilled to love Chainsaw Man. I am ready to love Chainsaw Man. But right now, oh, holy shit, Spy Family rules. So good, and it's such a good adaptation. Goddamn. All right, one more anime to talk about. As I said, I am watching 4 shows on Saturdays. Okay, so the first episode actually came out last week, but there was a whole thing where High Dive didn't show the first episode. So this week they showed 2. I only watched the first one because I don't have time to watch 2. Will I watch episode 2 throughout the week? Maybe. I might get to it. I might get caught up. I might just be, for a while anyway, a week behind on a show, which is not the worst thing in the world. Is to just be a week behind. So we'll see. Anyway, hey, we got Farmer Al. Tuesday is the new Chainsaw Man manga and anime in the same day. It's going to be weird. That is very weird. That is weird, Lashbrook. So I've somehow gotten stronger when I improve my farming-related skills, is the last show we'll be talking about tonight. Once again, that is, I've somehow gotten stronger when I improve my farm-related skills. So that, how do I describe this thing? I've talked about what if One Punch Man was blank before. This is that. What if the strongest person you could possibly think about wanted to be a farmer? That's pretty much what this show is about. That's my easy explanation of this particular program. Because you got Al. Al is a farmer, and he got his farming skills up to level 10. And we don't know why this happened, but when he got his farming skills up to level 10, he unlocked a bunch of other abilities that it's bullshit and he shouldn't have. He now has a bunch of warrior points. 65,000 warrior points. Most warriors are in the 500 to 1,000 range. Our dude is way higher than that. Because he sees a S-rank dragon attempting to... and he's like... Lord Questions, they need to release an update. Yeah. So he is... so he's like, I want to be a farmer. Oh, I have all this strength. He sees a dragon, and he's just like, oh shit. Well, I can't fight this dragon. But I can maybe help the adventurers. I'll throw something to distract this dragon. I know, I've got this carrot. I'll throw this carrot, and it'll distract the dragon. And the carrot goes right through the fucking dragon and kills the dragon. So he just, in an attempt to help, kills a dragon like it's no big deal. And then he gets to the city, and a criminal kidnaps the princess. And with his abilities, Al saves her, like, immediately. And she's just like, hey, that guy had a lot of warrior strength, and you defeated him, like, instantly? And then there's, shit keeps piling up. Monsters are showing up. The army, there's a army of it, because the Demon Lord was killed not too long ago. And so they're like, oh shit, we thought that was a problem we did not have to deal with, but there are all of these monster armies coming. We need some help. There is there's a guy, Cecil, who's just like helping out. He's like, okay, we're going to fight them, but we need to get you and the king away from here. Then he reveals, actually, I'm a demon general. And I'm going to murder both of you, and then I'm going to pretend to be the king. That army of monsters was just a distraction. Because I'm going to do this. Ha ha ha. And then our main character, Al, shows up, and he's got to intervene. Now you're thinking, oh yeah, he met the princess, he helped her out already, or like, yeah, even if he's not really a city folk guy, he's a country boy, like, you still got to respect the king, and you still got to, like, do what you can to help out, right? No, none of those reasons. None of those reasons. If the army destroys the city, Megas, he will have nowhere to sell his vegetables for the farm. He has an investment in, so... he literally... Hey, remember when I said One Punch Man? Saitama? Yeah. He one punches this general. And just stops all the problems. No problems anymore. He did it. Congratulations. Y'all are good. We got this taken care of. Everything's fine. And they're like, thank you so much. You know, we want to help you, but we understand you don't want to be an adventurer. Here's the deal. Here's the deal we'll make with you. We're going to give you a plot of land, a big plot of land, and then you can, you know, you own it. You can farm. You can do whatever you want with that land. All you have to do is register as an adventurer and help out when needed. You won't have to do it that often. It's going to be rare that there's going to be a problem. This is just like, what do you think? And he's like, okay, sure. And then he arrives in the plot of land, and it's basically unusable for farming. They just gave him a bullshit plot of land, and now he's an adventurer. And so he's mad about that because he feels like he got tricked. And that's the end of episode 1. Now, does this series have a lot of farming? I have read the manga, so I can tell you there is farming in it. Do they explain why this dude is so strong and powerful? Kind of. They kind of do. This particular story goes places, and I do like it. I am interested. I usually say this when I watch the first episode, because usually it takes a couple episodes before I decide if I'm going to bounce or not. I have not decided to bounce off this yet. I will keep going. I will see if there's anything about this that gets better. I like the adaptation so far. I like Al. I want him to farm. I want this dude to have the time to farm and get some stuff going on. There's other characters. Obviously there's a bunch of characters we haven't met yet. And then, you know, the story and the plot kind of, I don't even know how far we'll get into it because I can't remember. I assume that in the first arc we find out what his deal is, but I can't remember because it's been a while since I read it. I haven't kept up with it, but I did read the first 15 chapters, so I have a fairly good understanding about what this thing is about. All right, I need D, F, and E. So let's get the D piece out here. So that's all the anime that I have watched today. Literally, those 4 shows were all today, which is a whole lot of anime. Again, Demon School, have not watched. I watched a little bit about Team Epic, but I'm not going to be covering that weekly. And then I have not watched at all anything of Yaomushi Pedal Limit Break. I don't think I'm going to watch that weekly. I feel like I'm going to watch like that because it's like the first couple episodes are probably just going to be like, all right, let's see what's going on. And then the majority of the season is going to be like 1 to 2 or maybe 3, but usually 1 to 2 very long races. And I kind of just want to watch that all together. So it'll be a while before I watch any of that. But I am going to be checking it out. Again, it's the 5th season. Some of the seasons are pretty short, but still, it'd be weird. And I've never covered it on stream because I fell in love with this show in between season 4 and season 5. So, also one of the seasons is it's like a long movie. So it's a little misleading, but I fell in love with this in between seasons. I don't think I want to talk about it week to week. I think that's fine. We have some time left on the stream. We don't have a lot of time left in the stream, but we have some time on the stream, enough to find out, hey, what are you all watching? What are you playing? What are you engaging with? What's got you going on the internet? I played more Gundam Evolution because that is the game that my friends are playing because they still can't get into... Well, sorry. One of them decided the little Overwatch 2 they did play, they're good. They actually they want to keep playing Gundam Evolution. And I want to keep hanging out with my friends. And I have not convinced them to go back to Halo Infinite, which I would prefer we do, but it just doesn't seem like we're going to. And since I can't convince them of that, we're just going to... we played a little bit more of that. I think it's fine. I think it's. I think Gundam Evolution. I'm getting better with the gun tank. I'm finding more to like about that. I'm enjoying my time with it. It's not my favorite game I've ever played. I do believe that I'm pretty much done with this style of game. It having all of the Gundam elements is great. I appreciate it. But at the same time, I'm not I'm not like, I can't, it's not like I'm like, oh, I can't wait to play this again. It's more like I'm like, yeah, that was fun. Thanks. Arctic Sauce says, I'm going to be using my brand new knife to slice some chicken after the stream. Hell yeah. Get that chicken cut up. Be careful. If you have not used a really sharp knife in a while, you may just end up cutting yourself with a new knife because you are you're used to a duller blade. That is the thing to look out for. I'm going to use a brand new knife to slice up a chicken after the stream. First time I bought a nice knife, so excited to see what it's like. Yeah, I mean, a nice knife is incredible, but you're going to be cutting way better than you have in the past. So just be aware that you got to be careful because you might end up cutting yourself. And not because you're like bad, doing a bad job or not focused, just because you got a good knife. Last week says, got a fair bit of One Piece in this week. Had completely forgotten you get Tony Chopper before Alabaster. Yes. I mean, Tony Chopper rules, and so, now the show is really starting to cook when you get Tony. I'm a big fan of Tony Chopper. It's just great. Just a great addition to the cast. Just unbelievably great. All right, so we got to put this on here. Is this the wrong piece? F213. Let me just see if this is the wrong piece. Get them to switch to the other Gundam free-to-play games. I mean, maybe. I don't know. This is the wrong piece. I grabbed the wrong piece. I grabbed 12 instead of 13. I do that on occasion. Luckily, it's not a big deal. I just put the parts that pop off themselves or I accidentally take off in a pile, and I just keep track of that pile. So it won't be a problem. I did think that didn't look right, so turns out it wasn't right. All right, it goes in like that, and then this goes in the back. You beat Return to Monkey Island, which has a lovely ending, a nice bonus that opens up the scrapbook is all sweet. Yes, the bonus stuff is great. That was worth the price of admission. That was a lovely game. I'm glad that you finished Lord Crashington because that's a fun game. I really enjoyed my time with it. One of my favorite games of the year. Not that I'm doing a games list because, first off, I can't say that for sure that Giant Bomb in the new year will ask me once again to do their end of the year. I don't know if they're going to do an end of the year. I don't know if they've talked about it. They now have so many people. Maybe they won't do the guest things. I don't know. But if they do ask me, it'll be another anime list because that is I watch way more anime than I play video games these days. So a games list will be tough. I will say that Tunic is way high on my list, my non-existent list of my favorite games of the year. But yeah, I didn't play that many games. I'm not planning on playing that many games. So let's erase all this. Erase all the excess here. Clean that up. And then we're powering through, but there's only one more thing left to do. And then we'll complete this foot. And then we will have built 2 feet on stream, which is fun. That's a fun thing to be able to say we did. So we need number 35, which is this piece here. Great. So that'll be good. We'll finish both feet here. Power Wash Sim is number 1. Power Wash Simulator is definitely up there. That is definitely one of the best games I played this year, certainly. Tunic and that are definitely neck and neck for the top. Again, I don't have to worry about it because I don't do a best of list for games. Again, if I do get asked to do a best of list by Giant Bomb this year, it will be me talking about anime again. And again, Spy Family, probably the top of that list. Probably the tippy top of that list is Spy Family. I mean, I would be hard pressed to think of something that I enjoyed more this season. I mean, it's possible that there is something that I enjoyed more of, but I don't know off the top of my head. Also, there could be something this season. This season could just have a real banger. This year has been so good for anime that it would not surprise me if one of these shows just ended up being phenomenal. Like, it could be Witch from Mercury. We're only one episode in. I really like that one episode, but it could be Witch from Mercury just ends up stealing my heart and becoming just a great thing. Dr. Crunk, great name as always, jumped back into Pokemon Legends to shiny hunt between work and have been enjoying that. Hell yeah. That's fun. I'm glad you're having a good time with the old Pokemon Legends. Again, not having a Switch makes me feel very strange because it means that we're about to have a second, at some point here, a second Pokemon game that I have not played. It is weird. Like a mainline Pokemon game. Because I did not play Sword and Shield. And I will not be playing the next one. Like, you know, like Arceus or whatever. Like, yeah, that's that. I guess you could call that a mainline. But, like, it's more like an experimental game. And it feels weird that I won't be checking that out. We will do a Pokemon Smash or Pass, though, with the new Pokemon. When the new Pokemon come out, we will be doing that. When Pokemon-Smash //com gets updated, we will do that as a bonus stream. It won't be the whole stream, probably, unless there's a lot of new Pokemon. But we will do that because, you know, I can't leave it the way it is. We gotta like finish that up. Gotta finish the fight. Wiglet is a sin. Wiglet is great. I'm pro Wiglet. I have seen Wiglet, the white, not Diglett. Yes, and I think that is a great looking Pokemon. I hope that there's evolved forms of the Diglett. I hope there's Wig Trio, because that would be great. All right, so we did the legs here. We did both legs. So we've done the feet on Thursday, but we did all of the legs here, which is great. Feeling good about that. My next stream will be on Monday. I will continue to be working on this kit. We will work on the waist because we are starting from the bottom and working our way up. So we'll work on the waist next, which is great because then we'll be able to, I don't know, put this on a stand or something. So come back on Monday for that stream. We are going to raid. That is how we end every stream. We always end with a raid. We're going to go find somebody doing some cool shit out there and go hang out with them. That is the plan. A reminder that on Tuesday is my next bonus stream. On Tuesday, we will be, I'm going to be singing. It's a karaoke stream. I promise that a portion of Tuesday's stream will be dedicated to anime songs. Now, only at least one of them, of the 4 that I have set up, will be a actual karaoke song. Because it's hard to find karaoke songs of anime songs that are in English. The other ones will be... thank you, Dr. Crunk. The other ones on that Tuesday will be sing-alongs. Every other song I sing on the stream will be karaoke tracks, except for 3 songs that will be anime themes that I'll be singing along with, because that is funny to me to do. All right, so who are we going to rate? Let's see. Who are we rating? You do that. You know what? I don't know what's up with... let's see. Well, actually, let me see. When did this person start streaming? I'm going to investigate when this person here started their stream. Oh, they started 6 hours ago. So we are not going to... we are not going to rate them because it wouldn't make sense to rate them if they started 6 hours ago. I assume they're finishing up. So we're going to raid a different person, and I won't tell you who that other one was. We're going to go raid Arthur Geese, who's playing Grounded. Who I don't think is having a good time because he just said uninstalling the game, but he might have been joking. Got a question for all you mech builders before you raid. Bots to beats. Feel free to put that in there. Does a model kit does a mecha need panel lines is the question. We're going to get this raid started. I'm going to answer that question and people can chat and put in there. I would say A model kit doesn't need it. Panel lining is nice. I think panel line adds a lot of details. It really brightens a kit. If a kit only has like, it's very white with like little specks of other color, you want to throw some panel lines in there to pop it, to make it pop, right? If it's all the same color. But if the primary color of it is a black kit, it's not really going to need that many panel lines. So it is kind of like in a case by case. It doesn't need it. It will make high grades look better, right? But I don't think you have to like panel line a master grade to make it look good. That's just my opinion on it. Like this real grade, because it's got so much white in it, I want to add some color to it. I want to, add some gray marker to it to make it, stand out a little bit. But it doesn't need it. Can it be a smooth surface? Oh, that's what you meant. Not panel lining. You meant panel lines. Does it need it? It can. Yeah, you can be smooth. You could do that. I'm not going to keep answering that question. We're going on a raid. Thank you all. If they were filled in, you could if you wanted to. This is too big of a question because I'm done with the stream. Thank you everybody for being here. Come back on Monday. I don't know if I'll answer that question on Monday's stream. Smooth is fine if you wanted to do that. If you wanted to smooth a model kit, you could. But I think panel lines make it pop a little bit more and make it feel a little bit more 3D. Thanks so much for being here, everybody. Let's go hang out with Raid. We're going to go hang out with Arthur Geese, who's playing Grounded with some other people. It'll be fun. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye.